You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
What a beautiful day for horses in the morning.
You are listening to the #1 horse podcast in the world. Here is your entertaining look at the horse world and the people in it.
Well, good Friday morning, everybody. I am Glenn the Geek in Ocala, Florida.
And I'm Jamie Jennings in Norman, Oklahoma. You're listening to Horses in the Morning on the Horse Radio Network for Friday, March 28th, episode 3655, brought to you today by Kentucky Performance Products. Good morning, horse people.
It's Friday, and another weekend of riding is a few short hours away. Jamie and Glenn are here to help you make it through the day with some fun guests and some really bad ads. Enjoy the show.
Well, we do have a fun show planned for you. Jamie, who do we have coming on today? One of your favorite people?
Oh, I'm so excited. Friend of the show, Sculptor Jocelyn Russel. She's going to join us to talk about her new monument. I mean, she's like the monument maker. She's the one who made Sergeant Reckless. She made Secretariat, 2 Secretariats, different ones. And now she's doing one for Cody's Wish. And if y'all haven't seen this, go ahead and Google it. Or go to her website, which is, jocelynrussel.com, or follow her on Facebook. She posts everything. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so beautiful. And we're going to have her on to talk about it. Now, I must warn you, she texted me this morning and said that they went to get the plane was delayed. They went to get their rental car and the rental car place was closed. So she sat on a bench outside life is never glamorous, right? You know, sat on the bench outside the rental car place from 2 to 6:30 until they opened. So she said she's going to be a mess and please forgive her, but she hasn't slept all night and she's going to stay up till the interview. So she's pushing through.
Dedicated. Jeez.
I was like, we can reschedule. She's like, no, I'm too busy. I'm sitting still, so it's fine.
All right, well, we'll give her a call in a couple minutes then. We don't want to hold her up from nap time. Well, you know, the announcement came out of who's running at the Defender Kentucky 3-day event. You have to bear with us for a minute or two because Jamie and I are, well, I married an eventer and Jamie is an eventer, so we're kind of partial to eventing. But we always look forward.
And I'm going this year.
Going. That's right. And we're always kind of partial to who's going to be there because, you know, the United States is not known for winning our own 5-star event.
Unfortunately.
It's happened a few times, not very often lately, but I think our odds are pretty slim this year too.
Listen, before you name all the awesome riders from other countries that are going to come in and try to take it, can I just please send one up to the eventing gods and just say, please, can Boyd Martin finally win this horse trial? Like, oh my God. So I am going. It is at the end of April. We'll figure out a place to do a meetup or something and have dinner like we did last year. But yeah, please, if you are going to the Defender, to the Kentucky 3-day this year, please send me an email, jamie@horseradionetwork.com, or send me a Facebook message or something. We all need to figure out how we're going to get together and hang out and talk about horses.
Well, Boyd Martin, you'll be happy to know, has 3 horses entered. Now, that doesn't mean he's riding all 3. That's just entered. He has his Paris horse, Fetterman B. He also has his reserve horse, Commando 3. It's likely going to be one of those 2. So, and then Jenny Brannigan's going to be there. The full contingent of American riders is going to be there. And we do have some good horses. There's 7 rookies going to compete this year, too, which is a large number of rookies. But Michael Young's coming, and he's bringing a Chipmunk. So, if you know the history of that, you know that Michael Young and Chipmunk have done very well. They set a record in 2022 for the lowest ever finishing 5-star score and the largest margin of victory at Kentucky with a 20.1. So, you know, it's.
Yes, he's amazing. I love him. He's great. Please, Boyd Martin. Please, that would be so great.
Laura, whose last name I will not say, from Belgium is going to be there. She was a Paris Olympian, so she's going to be there. There's also a bunch of other European riders coming over with their Olympic horses. So I don't know. This seems to be a popular one this year for other riders coming over. So we'll see how it goes. It should be an exciting one, though.
Boyd. God, just want it to happen. So
Anyone in the U.S. USA. Maybe this is our year. Maybe. You know,
I'm telling you.
Michael Young has lost occasionally. But he has lost. I mean, every once in a while he loses.
Not that I cheer for anybody to lose, but I definitely cheer for other people to win. How's that?
Well, we have a couple Auditor birthdays, and it's Michelle weekend. We have Michelle Bush and Michelle Snyder. Happy birthday to both of you. It's all the Michelles today. Happy birthday to everybody named Michelle.
You know, I want to give one to all the horse wives. And that is the women who are out there day to day, hopping on young horses, riding trained horses. Anyway, we celebrate horse husbands so much here on the show. And yes, they deserve whatever. But I just want to show you a bit of the struggle of what us women go through. And I'm going to utilize a text thread sent to me by my best friend, Larissa, and the text between her and her husband. Okay, so I'm going to give this to you, and I want you to see if this sounds at all familiar. Okay. She has a young horse who's 3 years old, 4 years old now, that I started for her named Legs. And Legs is a very ginormous, tall Andalusian warm blood cross. And as you're riding young horses, you don't really want to do it alone. So unfortunately, she was by herself and she texted her husband and she said, "Hey, Kyle, I'm going to ride Legs here in a minute." And he sends back a thumbs up emoji. And then he texted, "Hey, text me when you get on and off, please." And so she texts back, "Yes, I will. Also, please pay attention to your phone." "How long are you going to ride? 10, 15 minutes? She's like, "Tops." Minutes later, "Okay, I'm about to mount. A neighbor is out here keeping an eye on me." Another 15 minutes goes by. "Okay, I'm off." No response. "We did 10 to 15 minutes of walk and trot, and we trotted on purpose." No response. "Oh my God, I could be dead and you wouldn't know it." And he writes back, "You never said on." And she was like, "That's literally what about to mount means." He's so concerned. Okay. Like it was like probably half an hour between the time he responded to when she said she got off. And I'm like, I get it.
If you guys would just use English, we wouldn't have this problem.
It wasn't English enough. That's what the problem was. I just love
Using
her
all these
honest
technical
response.
terms like mount.
Oh my God, I could be dead and you don't care. So yes, pour a little out for us horse wives who are just trying to stay safe.
I do think we become numb because you guys, I mean, in your case, Chad has to be really numb because you're riding crazy horses all the time. So it's become just a thing. Right?
No, we're trying to make them not crazy, Glenn. So hopefully everything goes great.
You're doing it all the time. So we can't constantly be worrying about you all the time. You're getting on the crazy horses. We have to put it out of our minds to be able to survive.
She has one young horse, Glenn. He has don't make excuses for Kyle.
I'm with you, Kyle. I understand.
Oh my God. Hey, did you say Texas got 18 inches of rain?
Some places had over 20 in southern Texas. Now, aren't they usually dry as a bone? Not last night. And this is in one night.
Unbelievable. Okay, so we weren't supposed to get any rain here. And not that we got 18 inches of rain, but it's been so dry here that my arena, I don't have automatic sprinklers. I just rely on Mother Nature to water my arena so I can drag it. But it hasn't rained here in forever. And so yesterday, I went full crazy because I've got a horse trial next weekend and I can't ride in my arena because the footing is just not safe enough. Like it's not packed enough. It's just all turned up. Horses have been turned out in there. It's a big mess. So I hook up a hose and I hook it up to the spigot by the barn and I hook up a hose and I realize, oh, this is not enough hose. It's not going to reach long enough. I've never done this to my arena, never had to, but I've got to ride. So I hook up another hose. So I've got a 50-foot hose and a 100-foot hose. And I stretch it because
your water pressure is going to be zero by the time you get to the arena.
Thanks, Thanks for that information now.
That's what us
I
horse
hooked up one of
husbands
those-
are good for. We may not worry about you, but we do understand physics.
I hooked up one of those sprinklers that I use to water my
Yeah, it
garden that
didn't
goes
come out
back
at
and
all.
forth. Me. Glenn, I swear to God, I could have peed on the arena and watered it faster.
Did you have to walk around spraying it by hand?
So here's what I did.
Dribbling
I
on it.
stretched it all the way across the arena. I was like, at least if I can get one end ridden, I can make like a tiny dressage arena to practice my test. So I stretch it all the way across, and oh my God, it just was like dribbling out. I mean, it was probably 3 feet tall going back and forth. I'm like, oh my God. So I let that flood. And then like I sat outside the arena and I was like just reading a book, and I was pulling the hose with my right hand, actually I was reading my phone book, and I was holding my phone in my left hand, and just on the right hand, every couple minutes, I would just pull the hose.
Peeing on the arena with your hose.
And it probably watered like a 8-foot long swath. And I was like, if I get it wet enough, I'll just drag that around and tamp down the dirt. I mean, it was, and I took pictures because I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, I cannot believe this is ridiculous. It's like my bed sheet would have covered more than this water would have covered. And of course, what happens?
It
Freaking
rains.
rain last night.
I predict
like, really?
there'll be a water pipe run down to the arena and some sprinklers put in next year.
It was not supposed to rain last night, and I wake up this morning and Anna's like, it rained, and I was like, of course it did, because it's like I washed my car yesterday. Could have waited.
At least more than 2 square feet of your arena are watered now.
4 hours I worked on watering that dumbass arena yesterday, and then it rained last night. So cool.
By the way,
I'm glad
when
it
we
rained.
first moved here, I tried the same thing, hooking up a 150-foot hose to water something, and it didn't work. So that's how I knew.
Well, I'll just call you and consult with you next time. It's ridiculous.
All right, let's hear from Kentucky Performance Products and go to Jocelyn to talk about her latest project.
She had waited all her life for this moment, dreaming about it since she was 10 years old. The trailer ramp touched the ground. He whinnied as she backed him out, swinging his head around to get a good look at his new home. His coat gleamed in the sun. Her love had arrived. She was breathless. He was beautiful. She could hardly wait to tack him up and start off on what she was sure would be the best times of her life. This love story is brought to you by Contribute, providing essential omega-3 fatty acids that help maintain low inflammation levels throughout your horse's body. The horse that matters to you matters to Kentucky Performance Products. Call 859-873-2974 or visit kppusa.com to order today.
It's time. I'd like to welcome to the show Jocelyn Russel. Jocelyn, hello.
Hi, Jamie. How's it going?
Oh, good. I should say good morning, or should I say good night? I don't know where you are in the world. I don't think you do either.
No, I really don't. I have to look at my calendar. I'm on the East Coast right now. I flew in the middle of the night and had a late flight and haven't had any sleep. So I hope I don't say anything terribly stupid.
If you do, we can edit it out. It's fine.
Okay, perfect.
Well, I wanted to say congratulations. First of all, this Cody's Wish project. I mean, first of all, and all your monuments that you've been doing are just incredible. The Secretariat monuments and the Sergeant Reckless and all your Audubon monuments. And so I went to your website and then I realized, oh my God, you're just more talented than I thought, because you paint too.
Well, I haven't for quite a while. I really miss it. I used to paint full time and actually made a living at it for several years. And once I started the bronzes, I just got hooked. And so people are saying, are you ever going to paint again? And I'd love to, but it's a time thing, and it's funny. It's not like falling off of a bicycle. I really think I maybe have forgotten how to paint, but I'd love to pick it back up again. It was such a big part of my life. But now it's pretty much monuments full time. I'm not even doing small sculptures unless it's a commission. So, but it's
Wow.
I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. I love my job.
Oh my gosh, this Cody's Wish is, I looked at it and read about it and just started crying, because it is such an inclusive, wonderful way to, number one, honor Cody, but also to allow other people to make the connection. So talk a little bit about how, just in case anybody hasn't seen the mock-ups, kind of talk a little bit about how this whole thing started and happened.
Yes, we did the Triple Crown tour with our 21-foot long Secretariat monument in 2023, and we met the Dorman family at that time up at Saratoga, and I got to hear a little bit more about the story and just kind of started following along. And then when we lost Cody, it was tragic, and I don't know, I just felt like I really wanted to do something. I got a hold of Robin. I said, Robin Hutton has been doing the Sergeant Reckless monuments with me, and actually a lot of others since then. But I said, let's do something with Cody's wish, and so she found out where he was, and we got a hold of Godolphin, and they agreed that we could be the artist for the monument. And I said, I'll have a design within 6 months. And I had seen the 6-minute clip on Cody's wish and Cody, and just kind of telling the story about it. And I was really inspired by the image of that horse with his head in Cody's lap. And I just thought that had to be the design. And I normally do action with my animals. So this one is a static pose, but it has a lot of emotion in it. And I think it will bring people in. The idea is just to have him standing on all fours with his head lowered, and there'll be a space underneath his chin. We're not going to sculpt Cody. We are just going to leave an open space there, but we have a beautiful set of granite walls that are being etched. I think they're being made right now as we speak, that will tell the story, and also have the stunning photo of Cody and the horse with his chin in his lap. And it just will tie everything together. So people will be able to come up and interact with the monument and kind of feel the presence of the horse and be where Cody was, for photo ops and that sort of thing. It's going to be wheelchair accessible. So it's in a really beautiful plaza that we're just now kind of nailing down the finals on the design, but super excited about it. And people have been very receptive to the design. And of course, the story is very heartwarming.
It really is. And so the goal is that people in a wheelchair can wheel up and kind of do that kind of moment where the horse enters into their personal space and they can touch them. And that's got to be something different for you to make something, like you said, still and also so interactive and friendly. The Secretariat monument, I went and visited it in Versailles, and you drive into it and then you see this beautiful thing and it's awe-inspiring. But this is going to be one that people are going to be able to have a pretty deep connection with.
Yes, and I've usually always put monuments on a bit of a pedestal. And so the Ashland, Virginia Secretariat was the first one that they said, hey, he's so big and he's being installed in a small space. How about if we just put him at ground level? And I said, that would be fabulous, because people could get right up next to him if they're in a chair or a walker, or, even if they have sight difficulties, they'd be able to be hands-on with a bronze. And so that's what tied over into this project, because I just thought it was the perfect way to involve everybody. And to have your hands on him, I think is just going to be a whole different experience. And I've got him going now at monument size in my shop in Washington. We've got the maquette finished and approved, and then we had it scanned and enlarged in foam. So I've got the foam pieces of him. I've cut 4 separate legs, and his body's cut in half, and then I've got the neck and the head together. So I'm detailing the head right now. Well, not at this moment, but I'm cutting in the foam and getting all the finer details, and then I'll put a layer of clay on that. We'll send them off to the foundry. So we're hoping to have him done in clay in June, and then installed and dedicated October 11th.
And will he be installed at the Kentucky Horse Park? Is that what I heard?
Yes. Really excited that they opened up a spot for us. And, we have a Sergeant Reckless there already. And they gave us a beautiful spot that's going to be where the horse rides, they've got wagon rides that go right by there. And so it's going to be in a very prominent area in an open spot. I'm thrilled that the horse park was open to this because it couldn't be a more fitting place.
Oh, it's fantastic. And like you said, Reckless is there. You can also go see Men of War. I mean, it's just an amazing, perfect place for this monument with all of the people that come through. But if you guys go to Jocelyn Russel Sculpture or Jocelyn Russel Secretariat Monument, you can see you actually kind of carving away at the foam for Cody's Wish. And just the talent and the way you can just bring these horses to life is just so beautiful. And it's so exciting to kind of be able to watch the process of this as well.
Well, I got really jazzed during the Triple Crown tour. When I was working on Secretariat, I started bringing people on board and really showing them the process. And I got so many followers. I think there was like 16,000 by the time we were done with the tour. And they followed along from a lot of them from the miniature, the maquette. And so, a year and a half later, now we've got them done and we're driving them all over the place. But I think that this Cody's Wish is going to be just a whole other aspect of bringing people on board and showing them the process of making a monument. It's not just, people don't really understand what goes into it. And so I've been enjoying that part.
I've been there and I still don't understand it. And what is amazing to me is you've got, Cody's Wish's head in foam and I'm like, oh my God, it's so perfect. You're like, well, I got to take down some of the ear here. There's too much nostril over here. And I'm just like, oh, I thought it was perfect. I never would have even seen those things, but you have let me help on certain parts of horses.
I think that's how I met you. I was like, Jamie, can you help me with Secretariat's testicles? I mean,
call the experts in. Call the experts in.
I know it. And we got some great incriminating photos, but it was awesome because I really didn't know what they would look like going 40 miles an hour. So there's all these details. And, that was also a fun thing with Cody's Wish. I got to go in and meet the horse in person and measure him. Robin was with me, and I've been there 3 times now, I think, and they've been fantastic. Dan Pride, Katie have been fantastic, letting me, be on scene with the horse. And they've also provided me with detailed set of measurements. I mean, we're talking down to, the 16th of an inch of every part of his anatomy. So that research is really important. And I may need you on this one too.
Oh gosh, it sounds to me like the measurements have been done and you can leave me alone for the testicle measurements of Cody's Wish.
We're going to have that put on our gravestone, testicle expert or something.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
We're standing under the monument and I'm looking up and we're discussing what a sheath would look stretched out like, where the testicles would be. And then these assholes started taking pictures.
Oh, I know. It went viral, didn't it?
It did. It was really fun. I'm actually blushing right now talking about it. So,
it was so funny.
Hey, I got to ask you, Jocelyn, before you go, driving that huge Secretariat all around the countryside on that trailer, how many accidents did you cause? On
oh boy, we looked in the mirror several times just to double check. But we had a few semis that crossed the line behind us, but how would they know that there was going to be this huge horse passing them? No accidents that we know of, okay. But there were a lot of close calls, because what would happen is we'd be driving along at 70 miles an hour and someone would come up next to us on the interstate and they're all by themselves in the vehicle and they've got their cell phone on it.
Yeah, slam on the brakes.
Oh, they're videotaping us while they're driving and they're beside us. And I'm like, that was the scariest part. But, it was a sight. He was just upright on a trailer and strapped down kind of like a motorcycle. And so, yeah, people hadn't seen it before and they had to document it. So I was really glad when we got off the highway with him. We put on 5,000 miles over about 5 months' time and took him to all the races. And we were treated like royalty. It was really probably one of the most amazing experiences of my life.
Oh, it's amazing. Well, everybody, CodysWishMonument.com. Facebook is Jocelyn Russel Sculpture, and JocelynRussel.com if you want to see the paintings. And girl, I'm so excited about this one. I'm thrilled. I'm going to go visit Sergeant Reckless in April. I'll be at the horse park. So I'll give you a little selfie with her, and I'll give her a pat and tell her hi.
That would be awesome. And you are welcome to come up and see Cody's Wish in progress at our shop up on San Juan Island. It's a destination, and it's beautiful up there. And I can have you help me with at least parts of Cody's Wish.
I'm booking my flight now, Jocelyn. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon.
All right. Thanks so much.
Tell Michael hi.
Okay. I'll do it. Okay. Talk to you later.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
How cool is it? Usually, you're doing a sculpture for somebody and it's commissioned. And even if it's for a museum or whatever, you go, you install it, you do the unveiling, and it's done. You're out, right? You never see people actually reacting to it because you're gone. Here, she got to spend 5 weeks getting the accolades she deserves for Secretariat. That's kind of cool.
Amazing. And she's just the nicest person, and she's so welcoming. When I go, the reason she and I met is because there's a foundry here in Norman that they did Secretariat at. So I set up the whole thing and we got together, and now she's done bears and wolves and giraffes. And I mean, she's in zoos all over the country with her monument for the Audubon Society. And she's just always, when I go visit her, there's people from all over that just pop by while she's working. And she's just like the most warm, welcoming person. You think of an artist as somebody who's kind of like brooding and close. Not her. She's amazing.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's really cool, too, that she gets to see how people react to her work rather than it just being sitting in somebody's living room, right? Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that.
And her ability to just bring expression, I don't know. It's just a skill that most people don't have, and she's just so incredible at it. So
and the fact that this one, the head's going to be basically at kid level, so that you could wheel up in a wheelchair and have the horse's head in your lap. Sorry, I keep having to go on mute because there's an air show here next week, and the week before the air show, the World War II fighter planes, there's 4 or 5 of them. They use the tiny little airport in my town, and they take off and they practice every day for hours over our house, and they're flying in formation. And World War II, fighter planes are very loud, so it's like, holy crap, the house is shaking, and it happens all day long. It's kind of fun watching them, but it's also very loud. So sorry about that.
Now, if you recall, I was looking at a potential fox hunter type horse. I just wanted to give you guys the Marching Towards Death update. I decided not to invest in this particular horse. There was too many kind of questionable things. And someday I'm going to write a book on how to buy a horse and how not to buy a horse, or how not to sell a horse.
How to buy him at auction would be a whole chapter. How not to buy him at auction would be a whole chapter.
Yeah, exactly. But it just was not going to be a good fit. And if anybody is buying a horse and you want to know some certain things to look for, potential red flags, great questions to ask, please email me. I'm happy to share. But this one just had a little too many things that weren't going to work. So I was talking to Larissa about it, mention her again. And I'm like, I'm never going to find something and she was like, you're Jamie Jennings. All you have to do is say what you're looking for on the show and somebody will find something for you. And I was like, but I don't know what I'm looking for because I'm not really looking for anything. It just kind of like popped up and I was like, oh,
she's always just shopping. Quote unquote.
I mean, I do it for like
window shop.
We're gonna do really bad ads, Glenn. I have to be, adding content.
You're gonna
to
not want any of today's batch.
Oh no!
I promise you're not gonna want any of today's batch.
Well, today is the day that we do give away the prize. By the way,
it is. Nobody wants.
I went to Goodwill yesterday, by the way, to see. I'm still looking for my stools to put outside my arena, so I went into Goodwill, and I was inspired by the weird news on Wednesday, and I was like looking through paintings, and I just like, come on, there's got to be something in here. There's got to be something, and no, there was nothing.
Just pretty much junk.
I'm gonna keep trying.
All right, let's take a break, and we'll come back with some really bad ads.
You can enjoy your favorite equine videos all in one place with Ride TV, the ultimate equine streaming platform. The newly relaunched Ride TV has all the series you love, like Cowgirls and Ridiculous Ranches, plus top-tier training videos and event footage from BailRacing.com and Horse and Rider on Demand. Whether you're ready to relax with your favorite series, binge watch competition footage, or train with a world champion, subscribe to Ride TV today for only $19.99 to see where your ride takes you. Visit ridetvgo.tv to subscribe.
If you ain't met one by now, you're bound to sooner or later. He says one thing and he means another, but hey, he can't help it. He's a horse trader. Horse trading. Well, it's a laissez-faire, let the buyer beware. Horse trading. They tell a low-down lie with a sincere stare. Horse trading. Well, if they're talking in circles and the deal ain't square, he's a master in the fine art of persuading. Horse trading.
That's right. It is time for Really Bad Ads. That time of the week when listeners submit ads from Craigslist or Facebook, and we just have a little bit of fun with them. But more importantly, it's that time of the month when we give away the prizes. We have prizes every month for people who do submissions, and we put them on a spreadsheet, and Jamie picks some numbers, and we find some winners. So we had 2 prizes this month, if you remember right. We had the Kelly Hurd horseshoe necklace worth $100. And thanks to Kelly Hurd, by the way, and horselovers.com for donating that. We really appreciate it. Of course, horselovers.com, your place to find over 120,000 different products for your horse, for your barn, for yourself, for anything to do with equine stuff. Go to horseloverswithaz.com. All right. Pick a number between 1 and
4.
204.
It was speaking to me. Just 4.
Shelley Fouché, who was our person on Wednesday for our highlight auditor. Well, congratulations, Shelley. That wasn't rigged or anything. Jamie just picked 4.
I love it because she contributes a lot to the show, so it's good for her. You win. I'm jelly. I'm super jelly about the necklace. Not gonna lie.
All right, book, Horses, Humans, and Love by Tim Hayes. By the way, all the books from last month were sent out. You should be getting them if you haven't already. Horses, Humans, and Love by Tim Hayes is the book. It explores the social behaviors of horses, particularly in their herd dynamics. So between 1 and 204.
I'm going to go with 9.
Janelle Cameron. Congratulations, Janelle. We'll be sending that book off to you. I think Janelle's also one that's spelling weird wrong. So Janelle, check your email. I think it's in there wrong. So all of the weird news comes to me and then I forward it. But check the spelling. Just switch the I and the E.
But again, Janelle contributes so much to weird news. I love it.
If it comes to my inbox, it's bound to get lost. So if you send it directly to Jamie, you have a better chance of your stories actually getting on the air. So yes, and then in the post show, also, I wanted to mention to the auditors before we get to Really Bad Ads that we're going to talk a little TV because I found a show I really like. So we'll talk about that in the post show. Kim sent us an ad and she read it herself.
Hi, this is Kim in SoCal. And in the style of Lorene, I am reading this in my car. I don't have full self-driving, so I am not driving while the car is running. But the Facebook Marketplace ad reads, Horse, Andu, Luz. So I'm guessing it's an Andalusian Lusitano cross. And $13,000. The description, female, 4 years old, Andaluz, knows how to dance. Let me know if you have any more questions. OBO. There was an accompanying video, so I guess that's something. But the video shows this horse in a sort of pee-off going sideways down the middle of a street.
Well, there we go.
I'm not sure that I want a 4-year-old for $13,000 that's a mixed breed doing this. Thank you.
It was OBO. It could be a lot cheaper.
You can add that to your book.
Yeah, there you go.
What not to do.
How not to take photos and videos.
Yes.
I'm serious. I should write it one day. But then I have to relive all these nightmare stories of buying horses. Oh my God.
There could be a whole chapter. There could be a whole 5 chapters of what we learned on Really Bad Ads over the years. I mean,
oh my gosh. I could do a whole special trailer sales section.
Yes.
Well, we won't get to all of them today. Brooklyn, Clark, Jamie, Jade, Debbie, you guys are all in for the drawing for next month, which I'm assuming we don't know what that is, Glenn.
But I do have a bunch of prizes,
But Isabella,
I do have a bunch. So,
do you know what they are, or are you going to keep it a secret?
I don't have any idea, but I do know there's a bunch.
Okay. Isabel sent this one in. This is horses in North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota.
All right, I'm warning you, this is a long one. There's a part 2 that you probably don't even see. So
oh, no.
It's a long one, but it's worth it.
Okay, well, then I can't do the accent for that long.
No, you don't want to for this one.
Relocation special, chaos in a fun-sized package. And then there's some emojis of like police siren lights. Meet Butterscotch, or as she's known around here, Butter Beep. Wow, that's aggressive. Why the nickname? Because she has all the sweetness of a candy-coated nightmare and the attitude of a caffeinated raccoon. Have you ever dreamed of owning a creature so self-assured that it makes you question your own confidence? Do you long for an equine companion that provides equal parts comedic relief and soul-crushing frustration? Are you looking for a hilarious challenge wrapped in a tiny, round, deceptively cute package? Well, friends, step right up. Here's what you get with Butter Beep. Food motivated. This mare is powered by snacks. Drop a grain bucket and she will materialize like an unpaid intern at a pizza party.
Having worked at places with
fast as hell. There are donuts in the conference room. I worked at radio stations. There'd be donuts. Interns pop up. Yeah.
Somebody left their lunch out. Get it quick.
Don't put your lunch in the fridge and expect somebody to not take it. She has 2 speeds, Mosey and NASA launch. Which one she chooses depends entirely on whether you're trying to catch her. Self-taught in equine sign language. I don't know what she's saying, but I'm 100% sure it's not polite. I want to be friends with this person. Handles like a pig-headed show cow. Imagine leading a stubborn grand champion steer that just spotted a fresh buffet. That's the vibe. Coyote deterrent. Forget a guard dog. This little Tasmanian devil on hooves will hold her own against a pack of hyenas. What she's not. A pushover. This mare has main character energy. She's the star of her own movie, Glenn. What she's not, a kid's first pony. Unless you think that kids should learn early that life isn't fair.
Love this person.
But she's not a therapy horse unless your therapist prescribes adrenaline and frustration as a coping mechanism. Serious details. Adoption fee $500, but I'm open to all offers. Trades considered. What do you got? Emotional support llama? Suspiciously cheap hot tub? An exorcist? Healthy, sound, and full of herself. Never seen a vet or farrier, probably because she doesn't need to, and frankly, they probably wouldn't want to see her. She's a blank slate. She can go in any direction, preferably one that involves a lot of snacks and someone with a sense of humor. She's around 4 or 5, located in Bismarck, North Dakota. In conclusion, someone come get this miniature menace before I convince myself that my overgrown, wussy, full-size horses deserve to live in fear forever. P.S. She could make you a mint on TikTok.
Now scroll down and look at the picture, Jamie.
Oh, my God.
Is not that the best face on a mini you've ever seen in your life?
It looks like a tiny, like if you crossed a polar bear with some sort, like a Tasmanian devil.
Yes.
That would.
The hair must be 8 inches long on this.
I mean, it's North Dakota, for God's sake. It's surviving.
Still, it looks like a tiny fluff ball with huge buggy eyes and a nose.
Can we use this picture and maybe a picture of Jocelyn in the show notes so everybody can see and celebrate the tiny Tasmanian devil pony?
I will put this Tasmanian devil in the show notes. I think.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, when you guys see this picture, when you're clicking on the podcast to listen to, now you know why. Now you know why.
Great.
Oh God, that's so good.
Julia, by the way, we need to contact whoever that is to be a writer for the show. She's really
I know.
good.
That was really great.
Good. Julia sent this one in. It's an Arkansas Nags 1,500 and under, not over. If it's over, you got to go to a different Facebook page. Looking for a loving home for Wonky. Wonky is a dinky donkey and loves country music. So you guessed it. Wonky is a honky-tonky dinky donkey. We are located in Gentry, Arkansas. We are asking three donkeys for it.
Okay. Now, being that
honky-tonky dinky donkey.
I'm close to Arkansas and I've driven through there, and I when I went to the gas station in Arkansas, I picked up a couple things inside and I laid them on the counter, and I saw the little number on the thing, so I put my card in, boop, boop, boop. And then they said to me, "You don't sack that." I was like, "What? What? You don't sack that? You don't sack that," is what they said. And then I'm like, "I'm sorry, I'm not from here. I don't know what." And she held up a bag. "You don't sack it." "Oh, you're saying, would you like me to place it in a bag for you?" Okay. So I would like to point out that in Arkansas, nags 1,500 and under, looking for a loving home for wonky, wonky, dinky, donkey, honky, tonky thing, there would literally, this would be how it would read.
Okay. Yeah, see if you can, I can understand it when you're done.
Wonky, dinky, donkey, love country, because you get to wonka, honky, tonky, dinky, donkey, located in Gentry, and we asking 3 donkey. Thank you.
Arkansas is its own unique Southern accent. It is very unique.
It is amazing. People from Arkansas, like I can't always identify where Southern accents come from. Like I can get the Carolinas and Oklahoma, but Arkansas, you know it. Because what the hell did you say is the following thing that you say after you get him? Ace came from Arkansas. Like, I get it. Like, I've been there twice. Fine. I love you people. You're great. But whatever the hell you're saying, I don't know.
Accent. I don't know where it came from.
Wonky, dinky, donkey, country music.
It's its own version of Southern. You can't even call it Southern. It's Arkansas.
Yeah. It's Arkansas. Yeah. It's Arkansas, baby. Christy sent this one in. Affordable Equines in Michigan Facebook page. Oh, it's a really pretty little buckskin. Oh God, no punctuation. People, punctuation. My BLM Mustang, she's dead. Broke and bullet. Proof emmed kid safe not. Answering a bunch of doom bay questions. Want to see her? Come look. Her and ride. Her stands at 15.2 UTD in everything PM. For price located North Branch, Michigan.
Punctuation does help. It really does.
Screw Arkansas. Michigan, you win a prize today.
Punctuation and spelling are so important.
Punctuation's important because she's dead.
Yeah, that's right.
Broke and bullet.
Anna sent the trailer of the week.
Oh.
Well, there's not much of a description. The description is 2-horse trailer, $750.
Oh my God.
Old but solid, cash only. Okay, it's old. They got that part right. Solid, not so sure about the solid because the entire 2-horse trailer is rust. Entirely rust. From
Keith
top to bottom.
Rose Hill, Kansas, you ain't moving this thing for no $750, my friend.
No, and I got to tell you that it's a semi air conditioned trailer because it does have part of the top roof on and the other part's gone. Plus it has these gratings in there that I don't even understand.
It's like, but if you look, there's like, it's like a metal grate over the top, but it looks like they hit an underpass.
They've hit a few bridges with it. The other thing to notice, if you look at the tires closely, they're 2 completely different sizes. One is much bigger than the other. It's going to ride a little weird, I'm going to say.
Awesome.
$750, way over. This is a give it away trailer. Oh, they have another one right beside it. It's a flatbed of the same vintage.
Okay, well, the next one comes from Kat Dorn. Horses for sale in, another Minnesota. Oh, and it's short, so maybe I can.
We do have a trend today. It's Minnesota and Whinnies.
Oh, my God. It's like the complete Oreo cookie version of the other one. The other one was white, sort of, and this one's black, sort of. Oh, God, it's so cute. Horses for sale in Minnesota Facebook page. Would anybody be interested in trading a 2 to 3 year old quarter horse type for a black mini yearling colt? Mine is halter broke and gentle. Been around kids a bit. Knows how to bow. And I've gotten him to sit twice.
You kind of had a little bit of an Amish
Scottish
accent going there.
A little Scottish, a little Amish,
little German
Minnesota. I never said I was
Dutch.
good at this, you know?
Definitely had some Pennsylvania Dutch.
Here's the problem is I've been watching all these videos about Scotland. I'm trying to figure out places to go, and it came out that way.
Yeah,
I'm
that is
sorry.
not one you ever got down, the Scottish accent. I would not do it while you're over there because
no. I will not. Because I'll end up being like, I'll do a Scottish accent. Good day, mate.
I have no damn idea what that ad said because I was just too busy focusing on that accent.
It's a mini yearling colt that's 2 to 3 years old and has sat twice.
I think you should buy that one and the white one, and they'll make a perfect little team in your cart. It'd be so cute.
Cute little driving pair of little black and white devils.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. Okay.
Right,
Well,
the next one is from who? Carrie sent this one in, and it's horses in New York and Pennsylvania and surrounding states. God, do you think people just make these up? This I don't like what that other. I don't like who runs the other one. I'll just make my own.
I'll make my own.
How many Facebook pages are there for the same state selling horses? I need to do a study on that sometime. I was going to keep her, but I have no choice to now. I need her gone. It's time to say bye to all this cowgirl stuff. No, this is not her fault. And no, she's not a beginner-friendly or for you kid, unless they know how to ride. Oakley is a 2008 16-hand registered standardbred mare. Picks up all 4 feet. Has ground manners. She can be very cinchy and throw her head back to bite. It's very rare for her to bite, though. Must want to treat.
Rare. I mean, it doesn't happen all the time. It just happens.
It's very rare. She only gets you every once in a while. Might want to treat her for ulcers. Why didn't you treat her for ulcers? Stands for mounting. Sometimes she'll walk off once you're completely on, but most of the time she waits for you to tell her to go. She has done barrels before, but she sat for a bit. Does that mean she sat while doing barrels or after?
But basically, just very inconsistent in my boundaries and in my time I spend with this horse.
She loves trails. She'll go out alone or with a group. She gets along with some horses, but she's also a mare, so she has that mare attitude. She has speed. She can be very hot-headed, but nothing dangerous. She's not dangerous in any way.
I mean, aside from that, she bites and she runs off when you're getting on. Go ahead.
I've never had an issue with her. Okay. You've never had an issue with her, yet you just list 12 things that she does wrong. Absolutely no buck, rear, or kick. Yes, you're more than welcome to come try her out, but I don't...
No, wait, stop.
Yes.
What do people usually say? Absolutely no buck, bite, rear, or kick.
Yep.
They just wrote no buck, rear, or kick.
Yeah. You're more than welcome to come try her, but only, I don't want a lot of people trying her, but out... God, this sentence. Yes, you're more than welcome to come try her out, but I don't want a lot of people trying her out, so only if you're seriously interested. By the way, they're in New York. Now, so basically everything that she said about this horse that's good, she then said bad. The horse.
Okay, remember how I said I was going to write a book about horses not to buy, red flags? I'm going to do red flags and ads. Yeah, this ad is a whole entire red flag.
But she gave you the red flags. That's the thing. She said,
but then she said she's perfect.
But then she does this.
Unbelievable.
Brooklyn all right, we both got too emotionally involved in that one. We're still just like idiot. Oh man.
It makes me mad. I just get mad.
I know.
Okay, this is good God. A Facebook page. Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, Tennessee. And then what is a G?
And there's ones for Kentucky, there's ones for Illinois, there's ones for Tennessee.
Well, you got to put them all together, Glenn. Okay.
Nobody makes money on these Facebook. I don't get it. All right. Anyway.
I don't know, man, but somebody's got to help them list all these horses for sale because here's this lady and she don't use no punctuation, but here's what her ad says. It's selling all my horses, none are papers, but are really good horses to graze 11 and I've had them for 10 years, trail horses. He lay down to made easier to get on dose loads of things. Excuse me. The buck skin is 12 and had her 8 years great mother and trail horses. He lay. Then I got 1 year filly here. My number to answer all your questions. And then gives a number. My horses are much better than the most honest piece of information in this entire Really Bad Ads segment I'm about to read. My horses are much better than my ad writing.
Okay, now I forgive her for the bad ad, which I understood nothing. Nothing.
Oh my God. Finally, somebody is honest.
You've been shopping for horses for real too much this week.
Oh my God. It just makes me like, I just get so mad. And then I read that and I'm like, okay, you're right. I give you that one.
Okay, Jennifer, that was a good one to put last. We needed that one. Some days we find these just funny. We can accept the funny for funny. And then there's other days I go, what are you doing? Why are you? I'm like you. I get frustrated. I go, how are we still reading these ads after 15 years?
I think what happens that I get mad is kind of what happened to me this week is you start reading between the lines. But here's what is the deal is I am educated enough in the horse lingo, and you are, to be able to read between the lines. But like my mama bought me a horse when I was 9, and it was a disaster. Like, I mean, how I'm not dead.
Yeah, exactly.
With the horse that they bought me. And it was one of those horses that, bless her heart, Snowflake. She ended up being my like best friend because I just wouldn't give up because I wanted a horse, and as crazy as this one was, I wasn't going to let it go. So, but she was in one of those pony rides at the fair where they put kids on and it like goes in a circle, you know? She was a carousel pony ride horse. That does not translate to being ridden. Like, you could sit on her, but she didn't know nothing else.
As long as she was hooked to the machine, you were good.
Oh yeah, it was good if somebody's leading me in a circle. But I mean, that's the thing is like, that's what my parents like fell for it and paid money for. And again, it all worked out because I was 9 and I didn't give a crap about anything. I was going to ride the damn pony.
Yes.
Exactly. I remember it got to the point where Glenn, when I would get on her, I would have to swing mount because she would gallop. Within 3 seconds, she was galloping. That is the same horse that took off with me and galloped so fast, she ran smack
You were practicing
dead,
your vaulting.
head first into a tree and knocked herself out, then got up and kept running. Like, I mean, this is one of those ponies that like, this is how I learned how to ride, was on this thing. But then like, there's people like selling these horses. So like, my parents are going to fall for that.
I got to tell you, though, scroll back up to the picture of the white pony. That was the damn cutest ornery pony ever.
That's pretty much what my Snowflake was. Of course, her name was Snowflake. She was like a double-sized version of that devil that I'm looking at in that picture.
I so want to put this little mini out with Scooter and see who lives. That's what I want. I want to see who comes out the other end.
Oh my God. You can just tell that thing is a monster. I mean, that was an honest ad too, because they're like, she's the devil.
Well, you look at her face and she has that I dare you lip face. It's just, I dare you. Whatever it is you're going to do, I dare you.
I am facing up to you and I am not going to back down.
This mini does not back down from an 18-hand Percheron. This mini
wins. Do you see that? It has like a billy goat gruff underneath his chin too. Like, that's part goat.
Because you can't get near it to trim it. It's like the hair on this thing, though. It must be 4 or 5 inches long. It looks like a sheep.
It looks like one of those characters in Star Wars.
Yes,
is walking through the snow.
Oh no, one of those others. Yes, I know which one's
the big hairy
looking
things.
Yes.
But like miniature version.
Yeah. Okay, that ad made my day actually. So
yeah,
whoever wrote that, if you're listening, we need to talk to you. You're very funny.
You got a job.
All right. Hang on, auditors. We're going to chat for a little bit after the show. But thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. Be safe this weekend. I know there's storms and weather and all kinds of crap. There's fires in the Carolinas and all kinds of stuff. So be safe this weekend. And we will see you back here on Monday. Jennifer's leaving me next week. I'm going to be a bachelor next week.
Oh, my gosh.
So I got to take care of the horses.
You're going to go to bed at 7:30. Look at you, party animal.
I think she's a little concerned about me taking care of the horses. I said, look, I am not going to kill the horses. Now, I'm not saying they won't kill each other, but I will not kill them.
Just remind her that when I go out of town, I have to pay somebody to take care of my horses because my husband won't do it. So enjoy the free.
Yes, that's right. They'll probably be alive when you get home.
They'll be fine. It'll be fine. Spay dirt or geld.